Okay, quick example. Started with these four documents here. And as you can see, I have cursor going, just absolutely plugging away off of a single prompt. Um, so what basically this project is my sister has a test tomorrow in her financial econ class, and she's got these PDFs. They look like, you know, classic Pearson, oops, copyright, oops, PDFs of information like this, right? And then for 3 chapters plus a practice test of 20 questions. So a great example, and she was kind of just going through individually and all this, and had a couple tabs open. I'm like, okay, hey, we just got off FaceTime. I'm like, all right, what if we set up in cursor? She's like, whoa, this might be way effective. When so we just went through all these individually, just reading them out loud and kind of going through them. And she's like, she made a note in there like, oh, why is this? It feels like it bounces around a little bit. Why do we just go uh, C, D, E back to A to E to B? I'm like, all right, well, let's parse it through cursor. So my initial prompt, I just opened it up with those 4 PDFs that you see there. I go download any dependencies. Dependencies meaning just, if you don't say that, then it's not going to be like, okay, hey, I should search the internet and be like, all right, he needs to read the PDF. So, let me find a PDF reader. If you just go read these PDFs, it's going to be like, I can't do it. If you go, okay, hey, you have the authority, the agency. These are agentic tools. As we're kind of going towards agentic tools, you go, hey, download any dependencies. Dependencies could mean anything. To read these PDFs, boom, 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 and practice exam. Create documentation for each of the 3 chapters at length. Okay. All points covered in a nice and formatted way. For the practice exam, have an answer key at the bottom of this blank answers. Don't give away the answer unless they scroll to the bottom. Also have a completed full practice markdown where answers are there, and give a brief explanation. Example is right under each question. Kind of broken English there, but look, it made 2. So I highlight .md here because that's the file type when I say nice and clean and organized way. It's just a file type that kind of spits it out like this. Really simple, legible, not a text file, just kind of text, and it's all ugly and blocky and grouped together. This is cool because in cursor in your IDE, this is just built off of VS Code if you're familiar with actual programming stuff. But I mean, how nice is this that this all generates, and it just collapses, and it's just nice and clean and colored and organized. So cool. So this is chapter 1, and literally exactly just knocked it out and summarized it in a much more comprehensive. Hey, here's arbitrage examples. Boom. Okay, now the options, and it just is a nice flow to it for all 3. That kind of, according to my sister, someone who's learning this, it wasn't flowing well. The Pearson kind of textbook, but we did that. So now she can go through and just kind of get another more color on it and have it organized in a better way. Maybe stuff clicks better for her. Okay, then we got the 20 question, test or whatever, practice exam, blank version. So it writes these files, right? Cursor does, and you just say, hey, yeah, keep. So 1 through 5, basic concepts. Boom, 1. Okay, here are the options. Cool. That's the practice exam. A 1-year forward contract is an agreement where. A 1-year forward contract is an agreement where. Okay, so that's probably going to be all lined up. Okay, it even identified options trading, futures mechanics. Boom, for 20. An answer key at the bottom. Cool. So there's that. Didn't even come with an answer key, but you said, hey, go ahead and do it, and it's going through an LLM right here on your side, and in cursor, all this is a LLM, large language model, And this is just free cursor. I mean, I'm not even paying for anything. So if I pay 20 bucks a month, then I could get a little specific with what model for each task and da da da. But I'm just, mainly just trying to be like, hey, there's value here, guys, and in in just this workflow. Um, Boom. Uh, so okay, yeah. So this is the other one I asked for, the other output where the answers are right there. So it gives a check obligation to buy in year one, and it also says a forward contract creates an obligation on a right to buy or sell at a specific future date. Buyer is obligated to purchase at an agreed price regardless of market conditions. Cool. So she could just, rattle through and get it in the math, formulas. She can just get it. So it's another, this is another good thing here. So okay, so cool. Review changes, cool. I really like. So let's just make another thing. So this is already helpful, solid, cool. If I wanted to share this with her, I could come over here, compress this, text it right back to her because this is a pretty small file. Say it wasn't a small file though. Say this is code. Say this is a bigger thing. I click this little source control and a main thing is, you want to make your GitHub account. It's programmer's Instagram. So you would come here, you'd make a repo, and you could just say, hey, it's posted there, and you could go grab it, download it, itself. When it becomes too big to text or email. But this is, we'll just compress this and whatnot. But I think something that could really help is I really like the, let's make a Excel calculator with all concepts all formulas across the 3 chapters. We could just leave it at that. That's simple enough. And it's gonna go ahead. It's gonna start cooking. But yeah, this is cursor. You come in and it says, hey, we got to install dependency. It knows from earlier that I'm open to installing dependencies. When it says like, hey, make a virtual environment, you ought to just kind of do that. Just creates this little folder right here, VENV, where it doesn't mess with your actual, I'm picking up my laptop, my actual global settings for other projects. Because other projects it might conflict. So a virtual environment, it just goes, hey, now we're in here. I don't fully get it. Whatever, it is what it is. Okay, 1 of 7 done. View all. So it's installed with pip. It installed this library, this dependency. It's next going to create a sheet for forward and futures pricing calculations. Create a sheet for options profit loss calculation. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely money. So we don't even have to wait here. It just works. Take my word for it. Download Cursor. It's free. Make an account. It's free. And I think you'll see some value in it. Not even being in college or whatever, but in anything. It's just so much better than, if everyone's in ChatGPT and in the chat convo stuff, okay, that's cool. But it's like, it's stored in the cloud. Why not store stuff locally? This is Finder right here. These are the files in whatever project you open by just opening Cursor, and you open a folder and boom, you're in here and you chat here and it can read this stuff, all your local stuff. And, instead of dragging and dropping each time a new session in ChatGPT, and then it's not even local, like you don't have it on iCloud, you can't just pull it up. You've asked 3 other things since. You're trying to search and find the conversation, and it's at the end of the day, it's just, this is better. So yep. Let me know. Sound off down below if you got any questions. Hit me up. But Cursor, good stuff. All right, bye.